जॉइन करतील आता लोकं. 7 वाजायला अजून वेळ आहे. यू आर म्यूट. नाही, नाही. मी म्यूटवर
Tula, check if you can share. Acha, you have already shared. Sorry.
Bro, she's a tough idiot.
जो पहिला आहे
हो हो.
3.5
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you're audible.
So, welcome to Poshan Samvad. This is our first initiative of Nutrition Society of India, Pune chapter, in association with Symbiosis School of Culinary Arts and Nutritional Sciences, Texas School of Mental Health, as a part of National Nutrition Month celebrations. Now, Samvad means dialogue, and through Poshan Samvad, we aim to create meaningful conversations around nutrition that inspire awareness and action for healthier India. Today, we particularly focus on an important theme, that is mental health and nutrition. Nutrition not only impacts our physical health but also plays a vital role in how we think, feel, and cope with stress. Today's world, where mental health challenges are on rise, this connection is something that is more relevant than any other connection right now. To guide us on this topic, we are honored to have with us Dr. Archana. Just a moment, I'll stop. Yeah, Dr. Archana Ainapure, a distinguished leader of Nutrition and Wellness Department with nearly 4 decades of experience, an author, a researcher, a academic visionary. She currently serves a vice president at Texas School of Mental Health, where she continues to bridge the worlds of nutrition and mental well-being. Please join me in warmly welcoming Dr. Archana Ainapure.
Yeah, thank you, Anuja, for this kind introduction. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, welcome everyone. Let me start with a question and raise your hand if you or someone like you, or if you know somebody who has struggled with weight gain in the past 5 years. I'm sure many of you have seen weight gain, and that's not surprising. So let us discuss what's happening around us today and right now. Since 1975, that just about 50 years ago, obesity rates have tripled worldwide. Think about that. 3 times more people are struggling with weight today than when your parents or grandparents were young. We are talking about around 672 million adults worldwide. That's like the entire population of Europe living with obesity. And the heartbreaking part is that this crisis is linked to 2.8 million deaths every year. In the US alone, people are spending around $1,047 billion on healthcare costs related to obesity. But what I want you to know today is not about the willpower. This isn't about being lazy. There's actual science behind why our bodies are responding this way to modern food, and that's what we are going to explore together. Now, look at your environment. This is seen to be working against you. Now, let me ask you, when you walk into a grocery store, what takes up most of the space? The fresh fruits and vegetables on the perimeter, or those middle aisles which are packed with boxes, bags, and cans? Exactly, those middle aisles. A staggering fact is 60% of the calories we eat today come from ultra processed food. That means more than half of what we are eating has been manufactured in the factory and not grown on the farm. And this is where it gets really interesting and also concerning. People who struggle with weight are 40 to 70% more likely to experience various things such as depression, anxiety, and other mental health challenges. But here is the twist, it works both ways. If you are dealing with depression or stress, you are also more likely to gain weight. It's like a cycle that feeds on itself. Your food affects your mood, and your mood affects your food choices. So, today we are going to break down how this happens and, more importantly, what you can do about it. So, let us discover what we are going to do today. This is a journey of 45 minutes. First, we are going to become food detectives. I am going to show you exactly how salt, sugar, and fat is processed. In these processed foods, literally hijack your brain and body to make you gain weight. Then we will explore the fascinating connection between your gut and brain. Yes, there is actually a highway of communication between your stomach and your emotions. You will look, we will look at 5 real stories of people just like you, or maybe you will recognize yourself in one of them, or maybe you know someone like that. And most importantly, we will end with practical solutions you can start using tonight. I'm talking about tonight. Throughout this webinar, I want you to participate, ask questions in the chat, share your experience in the chat, and let us make this a conversation and not a lecture. So let's dive in. First, we are going to talk about salt trap, how your body gets confused. let us start with something that might surprise you. Raise your hands in the chat box. How many of you think salt just make you retain water and that's why you gain weight? Okay, there is much more to this story. What scientists have discovered will blow your mind. When you eat too much salt, something fascinating happens in your brain. And I'm talking about the salt hidden in the processed foods and not the salt shaker on your table. Your body starts producing sugar. Yes, you heard that right. Sugar. It's like your body has a secret sugar factory that gets turned on by salt. This sugar activates your liver and your brain's hunger control center. Now, for scientific explanation, high salt activates aldose reductase fructinokinase pathway, leads to endogenous fructose production. So those who are nutrition students over here can check for this aldose reductase fructinokinase pathway. Now this is the kicker. Can you mute yourself? Yeah. Now this is the kicker. Hidden salt messes with leptin. Leptin is your body's I am full hormone. It's supposed to tell your brain, hey, stop eating. We have enough energy stored. But when this salt triggered signal production happens, leptin stops working properly. The result is you feel hungry even when you have eaten enough. Your body thinks it's starving when it's actually not starving. Studies have shown that 1 gram of extra salt per day, that is less than half a teaspoon, increases your obesity risk by 26 to 28%, which is quite a lot. So think about this next time when you are reaching for the bag of chips or that ready to eat dinner. The salt isn't just making it taste good, it's literally reprogramming your hunger signals. So, now about sugar. Now, my quick question to you is raise your hand if you have ever felt like you were addicted to chocolate, cookies, or ice cream. Addicted, I'm using the word addicted. Well, guess what? You might actually be right about that addiction part. Scientists have found that sugar literally lights up the same areas in your brain as alcohol, cocaine, and other addictive drugs. I'm not exaggerating this. The same reward pathway, the same dopamine rush as alcohol, cocaine, and other addictive drugs. So let us see what happens. You eat something sweet, your brain gets a hit of dopamine. Dopamine, all of us know, which is a feel good chemical. Your brain loves it so much that it starts craving for more. Over time, just like with any addiction, you need more and more sugar to get the same good feeling. And this is a scary part. This can start at incredibly young. Studies show that 7.6% of teenagers already show signs of sugar addiction. And most importantly, those teenagers with sugar addictions are nearly 10 times more likely to become obese. But it can get worse. When you try to cut back on sugar, your brain doesn't like it. You might feel irritable, anxious, and depressed. Does this sound familiar? It's withdrawal symptom. You must have heard about withdrawal symptoms which are there, which are related to alcohol or cocaine or any other drug. It is same. Your brain is literally going through withdrawal from sugar. So the next time, if someone tells you to just have willpower around sweets, you can tell them it's not that simple. Your brain is chemically wired to want more. But don't worry, we are going to talk about how to rewire or unwire this kind of wiring which is there. Now let's do a little experiment. Imagine eating 500 calories of apple. That's about 6 medium apples. Now imagine 500 calories of French fries. That's just an order at most of the fast food places. Which one would make you feel more full? The apples, right? Now, why fat is so tricky? Foods high in fat pack an enormous number of calories into a small place, but your stomach doesn't get that memo that it's received a lot of energy. Your body has sensed that, or your body has sensors that detect when your stomach is stretched. That's one way it knows you are full. But fatty foods can deliver massive amount of calories before your stomach even realizes what's happening. It's like sneaking calories past your body's security system. And this is where it gets really problematic. Trans fats. These are the fats which are present mostly in the processed food, have a special talent of accumulating around your important organs, especially your belly. This isn't just cosmetic weight gain. This is the dangerous kind that increases your risk of diabetes and heart diseases. Plus, when foods are both high in fat and highly processed, something called the matrix effect happens. The food industry has figured out how to combine fats with other ingredients in ways that bypass your natural fullness signals entirely. It's like they have hacked your body's operating system. Your ancient biology that kept humans alive for thousands of years simply can't cope with these modern food combinations. So, now about ultra processed food. This is where it all comes together into what I call the perfect storm. That is ultra processed foods. I call it as a storm. Scientists did an incredible study where they gave people two diets with identical calories, identical proteins, identical fats, and identical carbohydrates. These are the major nutrients. The only difference in these two groups, one group ate real food, that is fresh meat, vegetables, fruits, whole grains, etc. And other group ate ultra processed foods. The stuff that comes in packages, ultra processed food comes in packages with long ingredient list. Now guess what happened? The ultra processed food group ate 500 extra calories per day without even trying. They ate faster, they didn't feel full as quickly, and they gained weight, while the real food group actually lost weight. But why? Why such things happen? It turns out that ultra processed foods are designed. That means, what I mean to say, they are literally engineered to override your body's natural signals. They combine salt, sugar, and fat in ratios that don't exist in nature. They are soft. So you eat them fast before your brain can say slow down. They are hyper palatable, meaning they taste so good that your brain's reward system goes crazy. And here is something that will really get you thinking. These foods also contain chemicals from manufacturing processes and even from packaging. And that can interfere with your hormones. And we are talking about chemicals that can disturb your metabolism and make it harder for your body to regulate your weight. It's not just about willpower anymore. When you are fighting ultra processed foods, you are literally fighting against teams of food scientists whose job is to make these products irresistible. But now that you know their trick, you can start to outsmart them. Now, about emotional weight. We are getting to into something which is really important. That is your emotional health. Let me ask you, have you ever noticed that when you gain weight, you start feeling down about yourself? Or have you seen people who have gained weight? They start feeling down about themselves. Or when you are stressed or sad, you find yourself reaching for comfort food. You are not imagining this connection. Many scientists have studied, and they have studied nearly 66,000 people over 10 years and found something remarkable. If you are dealing with obesity, you are 55% more likely to develop depression. But here is the twist: if you are depressed, you are 58% more likely to become obese. It's like a two-way street where traffic flows in both the directions. And this connection is even stronger for women than men. But why does this happen? Think about it. When you gain weight, especially it is if you gain weight very quickly, it can affect how you see yourself, how confident you feel, how willing you are to go out and socialize. You might start avoiding activities you used to enjoy. This social isolation and negative self talk can spiral into depression. On the flip side, when you are feeling depressed or anxious, your brain starts craving for quick energy, usually in the form of sugary, fatty comfort foods. It is called as your brain's attempt to self medicate with food. Plus, depression often makes you less active, and being less active makes weight gain more likely. So, the really important thing to understand is that this isn't a character flaw or lack of discipline. This is your brain and body responding to real biological and emotional pressures. And once you understand this connection, you can start addressing both sides of the equation. Now, I'm going to tell you about gut. Your gut is talking to your brain. Here is something that might sound like a science fiction, but it is absolutely real. Your gut and your brain are in constant communication. Scientists call it as gut brain axis. And it is like a superhighway of information flowing between your stomach and your mind. And how it works: your gut is a home for trillions of bacteria, which is called as your microbiome. These bacteria are friendly, and they are like a tiny chemical factories. They produce substances that directly affect your mood, your energy levels, and even your food cravings. When you eat a lot of processed food high in salt, sugar, and fat, you are essentially feeding the bad bacteria in your gut. These bacteria then produce chemicals that can increase inflammation throughout your body, including your brain. Now, this inflammation is linked to depression, anxiety, and brain fog. But it gets even more interesting. These gut bacteria can actually influence what you crave to eat. Some bacteria thrive on sugar, and they will send signal to your brain saying, feed me more sugar. It's like having a tiny lobbyist, various lobbies in your gut arguing for junk food. Now, the good news is that you can change your gut bacteria by changing what you eat or what you should be eating. When you feed the good bacteria with fiber or fiber-rich whole foods, they start producing chemicals that make you feel better, think clearer, and have more stable energy. So when you are making food choices, remember, you are not just feeding yourself, you are feeding an entire ecosystem that is directly connected to how you think and how you feel. So we are coming to the various cases. So now let us look at some real stories. I want you to meet Ramesh. He's 16-year-old high school boy, and his story might sound familiar. Maybe if you are 16-year-old currently, maybe you might find it similar to somebody or yourself. Ramesh's day starts with biscuits and khari because he's running late. Lunch is aloo paratha, vada pav, or pizza and soda from the school cafeteria or the cafeteria nearby. After school, he hits the drive-through or indulge in quick food like a burger or fries. Dinner is often an ordered meal heated in a microwave while he does his homework. Now, people may say that we cook food at home, but if you cook same food at home, which is available outside because your children like it, then probably it is the same. And late at night, chips and energy drinks during gaming sessions. Sound like anyone you know? Maybe yourself at that age? By his junior years, Ramesh's BMI, when we take the history of a patient, we take entire history. Ramesh's BMI put him above 95th percentile for his age. He started getting acne, feeling tired at the time, and having trouble concentrating in the class. But the hardest part wasn't physical, it was emotional. Ramesh started avoiding social situation. He quit the football game because he felt self-conscious about his appearance. He became withdrawn, spending more time alone gaming, and ironically, eating more comfort food to deal with his loneliness. So here's what really happening to Ramesh. Those ultra processed foods are hijacking his brain reward system. His teenage brain, which is still developing, is particularly vulnerable to food addiction patterns. The combination of sugar, salt, and fat in his daily diet is literally reprogramming his hunger signals and mood regulations. Ramesh isn't lazy or he doesn't have lack of willpower. His biology is responding exactly as it is designed to. It's just responding to food that didn't exist even our biology evolved. And the good news is, once Ramesh understand, so you as a counselor should, or if you are reading this, tell yourself, you as a counselor can make understand Ramesh about this. He can start making different choices. Small changes can break this cycle, and counselors can really help him understand this. Now, next story. Meet Sarita, a 35-year-old marketing manager who thought she was eating pretty well. She avoided sweets, she rarely drank soda, and considered herself health conscious. But Sarita had one weakness, that is salty snacks. Her desk drawer was always stocked with crackers, nuts, or pretzels. Lunch was often a sandwich with processed meats. Dinner might be a healthy salad, but with lots of cheese because she knows cheese gives a lot of protein. So it might be a lot of cheese. It might be filled full with olives because olives give good fatty acids. She's aware of that. And the dressings, which are not actually counted while making a salad. But dressing is a main corruptive ingredient. Weekend treats included salty restaurant meals, and a movie theater popcorn. Now, Sarita was consuming about 4,000 milligrams of sodium daily, nearly double what is recommended. But she didn't think this was related to her gradual around 15 kg weight gain in over 5 years. So, what was happening inside Sarita's body that she couldn't see? All that salt was triggering the production of fructose in her liver and brain. This was making her leptin, her full hormone, stop working properly. She was literally never feeling satisfied after meals and always looking for a little something more. The physical symptoms started small, that is, little bloating, slightly elevated blood pressure at her doctor's visit. But then, but then came the brain fog at work, difficulty in concentrating during important meetings, and a general feeling of being off. Most concerning was how this affected her mood. Sarita found herself feeling increasingly irritable and sad. Her work performance began to suffer, which created more stress, which led to more stress eating of salty food. It became a vicious cycle. The Through came when Sarita realized that salt wasn't just about blood pressure. It was directly affecting her hunger hormones and her brain function. Once she understood this connection, she could start making targeted changes to break free from salt trap. If required, counselors also can help in such cases to make her understand the root cause. Now, next is, let me introduce you to Unma. She is 22-year-old college student who describes her relationship with sugar as a complicated relationship. So, does this sound familiar to anyone? Unma's day would start with good intentions, maybe oatmeal or a yogurt for breakfast. But by 10 a.m., she would be craving something sweet, a muffin or a sweet bread roll from the campus coffee shop. By afternoon, she would crash and need another sugar hit, maybe a candy bar or a cookie from the vending machine or from a nearby vendor. Evenings were the worst. While studying, Unma would go through an entire sleeve of cookies, bags of candy, or pints of ice cream without even realizing it. She called it stress eating or stressful eating, but it happened even when she wasn't particularly stressed. The physical effort effects were obvious. Her weight fluctuated constantly. She had energy crashes that made it hard to stay awake in the class, and her sleep was terrible. But the emotional effects were harder to handle. Unma's mood was like a roller coaster. High after eating something sweet, then crashing an hour later, feeling irritable, anxious, and craving more sugar. She felt out of control and started avoiding social situations where food would be present because she was embarrassed by her lack of self control. What Unma didn't realize is that her brain was literally addicted to sugar. Each time she ate something sweet, her brain released dopamine, the same chemical involved in drug addiction. Over time, she needed more and more sugar to get the same mood boost. The withdrawal symptom when she tried to get white sugar were real. Or when she was trying to quit sugar, the withdrawal symptoms were real. Headaches, irritability, depression, intense craving, etc. Her brain was going through actual withdrawal, just like with any other addictive substance. Understanding this helped Tunma realize she wasn't weak or she was not lacking in discipline. She was dealing with a biological addiction that required a different approach than just willpower. Counselor can help her to come out of that. Now I'm coming to the family addiction. So look at Janardhan's family because sometimes this addiction is isn't just an individual problem. It's a whole family pattern that gets passed down through generations. Here's in his family 8-year-old girl Maya who only wants to eat chicken nuggets and mac and cheese. Such examples are not new in current generations. Her 12-year-old brother Jignesh, whose backpack is always full of snacks, cakes, or chips bags, etc. Mom Janvi, 45-year-old, who relies on takeaways because she's working. And the grandpa, who is 67, whose pantry is stocked with canned soup, crackers, and processed lunch or meats. Now, these four generations, all eating predominantly packaged processed food, and all four dealing with weight issue and the emotional challenges that come with them. Maya is starting to get teased at school about her weight. Jignesh is developing pre-diabetic symptoms, and his doctor caught her, which probably his doctor caught early. Janvi feels exhausted all the time and has started avoiding social events because she is self-conscious about her appearance. Grandpa's diabetes is getting harder to control and he is feeling depressed about his declining health. But here's what's really happening. The family has created a food environment where processed foods are the norm. The kids have never learned to like the taste of real food because their taste buds have been calibrated to expect the intense flavors of processed foods. It's not just about the individual choices, it's about the system. When the whole family's schedules revolve around convenience food, when the pantry is stocked with packages instead of produce, that is fresh food, when eating real food feels complicated and time consuming, everyone gets caught in the same pattern. The stress of living in larger bodies affects the whole family dynamic. There's a shame, there is worry about health, there is tension around food choices, but there is also a hope because when families change together, they can support each other through the challenges. Now, finally, we will come to another case, which is Mohan. Mohan is a 42-year-old executive whose story shows how our work environments can sabotage our health workout. Uh, and this is without even realizing. Mohan's day starts at 5:30 a.m. with a coffee and a protein bar while checking his emails. By 9 a.m., he's grabbing a cake, muffin, or a bagel from the office kitchen. Lunch is huge. I'm talking about IT professionals. These are the people who have kitchens in their offices. Lunch is usually skipped, or it is a quick sandwich, maybe from downstairs, or maybe a vada pav or something like that. Afternoon snack come from a vendor. Whatever will give him energy push through that 3 p.m. slump. Dinner happens late, mainly most of the time take out dinner while he's still working on a meal, working on his project, or he probably can use takeout meal, or he may heat up the meal after the kids are in bed. Weekend family time revolves around the restaurant meals and convenience food because Mohan and his wife feels too exhausted to cook. Over 3 years, Mohan gained 12 to 13 kilos. His annual physical showed pre-diabetic, high blood pressure, and elevated stress hormones. But the scary part was how it affected his mental state. Mohan started having anxiety attacks during important presentations. His sleep was terrible, which made him more reliant on caffeine and sugar during the day. He felt like he was constantly running on empty, both physically and emotionally. And the worst part, his work performance. The thing he was sacrificing, his health, for actually started declining. The brain fog from poor nutrition made decision making harder. The mood swings from blood sugar crashes affected his leadership skills. The physical discomfort made it hard to focus during long meetings. Mohan's story shows how workplace stress eating isn't just about lacking willpower, it's about survival mode. When you are chronically stressed and pressed for time, your brain prioritizes quick energy, which generally comes from sugar or processed carbs, and comfort, that is familiar food, over a long term health. The good news is that once Mohan understood these patterns, he could start building different systems that worked with his demanding schedule rather than against his biology. Now, what should be your action plan? You know, based on everything we have discussed just now, or what you have shared in the chat box, here's your roadmap for making changes that will actually stick. First, start with one thing, not 10 things at a time, not a complete diet overhaul, one thing at a time. Maybe it's drinking more water to help with salt craving. Maybe it's keeping fruit visible on your counter. Maybe it's reading labels and avoiding foods with which has got more than 5 ingredients on the label. Second thing you can do is change your environment before you try to change your behavior. If you don't want to eat chips, don't buy chips. If you want to eat more vegetables, put them where you want to see them. If you are stressed eating at work, keep healthier options in your desk drawer. Third, understand that cravings are temporary but powerful. When you are craving something intensively, set a timer of for 10 minutes. Tell yourself you can have it in 10 minutes if you still want it. Often the craving will pass. If not, have a small amount and pay attention to how it makes you feel. Next, feed your gut. That is good, your gut, the bacteria which are good bacteria, feed them. Add one serving of fiber rich food to your day, such as berries, beans, fruits, vegetables, whole grains, etc. Your gut bacteria will start producing feel good chemicals, which will make healthy choices easier over time. Next, get your family or friend involved into this. Changes are easier when you are not doing them alone. Share what you have learned today. Cook together. Try new foods together. And remember, you are not just changing what you eat, you are changing decades of programming. Be patient with it yourself. It may take time because you have spent decades in programming or reprogramming yourself. So, reprogramming may take time. Now, clinical interventions, that is, when to seek professional help. Before we wrap up, I want to address something which is very important. Sometimes changing your relationship with food requires professional support, and that is completely okay. Consider talking to a health care provider if you are experiencing any of these. You feel completely out of control around certain foods. You are eating in secret or feeling shame about your eating. You have physical symptoms like frequent headaches, extreme fatigue, or mood swings that might be food related. You have tried multiple approaches and nothing seemed to work. The best approach often involves a team, a registered dietitian who understands the science of nutrition, a therapist who specializes in eating behavior and emotional eating, a medical doctor who can address any physical health concern. There is no shame in getting help. In fact, it shows you are taking this seriously and giving yourself the best chance for long term success. Remember, if you're dealing with both weight concerns and mental health challenges, if you're dealing with weight control and mental health challenges together, addressing both together is often more effective than trying to tackle them separately. So, tackle them together. Your mind and body are connected. The solution should be connected as well. So, other takeaways from today's class. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with the most important message of today. You are not broken. Your struggle with weight and food are not character flaws. What we have learned today is that salt, sugar, and fat in processed food affect your brain and body in specific measurable ways. They can hijack your hunger signals. They can create addictive pattern. They can interfere with your mood regulation. The connection between your weight and your mental health is a real and biological. When you gain weight, it can affect your mood. When you are struggling emotionally, it can affect your food choices. This isn't weakness, this is a biology. Ultra processed foods are designed to override your body's signals. You are not lacking in willpower when you cannot stop eating them. You are responding normally to abnormal food. So you have to remember that there are certain foods which are normal, there are certain foods which are abnormal. And whichever food you eat, you should be able to respond them normally. So if you are eating abnormal food, responding normally to that food is difficult. So you are responding normally to the abnormal food. But here is a hopeful part. Now that you understood how this works, you can start making informed choices. Small changes can break these cycles. Your taste buds can adopt. Your gut bacteria can change. Your mood can stabilize. Most importantly, you don't have to do this alone. Whether it's family, friends, or professional support, reaching out for help is a sign of strength and not the weakness. So, um, pick up one. Now, I will call it as next step to start tonight. You know, how will you start tonight? Call for action. Uh, Pick one small thing you learned today and commit to trying it this week. Not tomorrow, not on Monday, not this tomorrow. Maybe it's reading labels before you buy something. Maybe it's drinking a glass of water before you eat a snack. Maybe it's having a conversation with your family about what you learned today. Share your commitments in the chat box if you are comfortable. And this accountability helps. So commit today in the chat box. Remember, change happens one choice at a time, one day at a time, one person at a time. And I would say thank you for being a part of this conversation today. You now have knowledge that can literally change your life and the lives of people you care about. The hidden truth about how processed food affect your weight and mental health is no longer hidden from you. You have the power to make different choices. Use it wisely. Be patient with yourself. And remember, you have got this. So I would say thank you very much. And if you have any questions, you can ask me.
So, ma'am, it was wonderful. I mean, the whole session was really wonderful. Radhika, ma'am, would like to talk. Uh,
Yes.
ma'am, should I unmute you or?
Yeah, she's unmuted.
Okay.
Yeah. Hello, Archana ma'am. Harshada ma'am, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, yeah. So over to you, Harshada ma'am. And after that, I'll come
All
in.
right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Any questions from the audience, from students?
I can see
Can
only
we have few
remarks over
questions?
here, not
Yes.
questions. Yeah.
Can we have some questions, please? Students, I request you all or any other audience. Yes, Anuja Bhise, please unmute yourself and ask your
Uh,
query.
yes, ma'am. I have a question regarding genetics. So, are certain individuals genetically more vulnerable or predisposed to such mental health effects related to the poor dietary habits like consumption
Yes.
of ultra
Yes.
processed?
Correct. Very rightly asked, Kanuja. There are, it depends on genetics. More than that, it is epigenetics. You know, what your environment is, how you are wiring your brain, and how you are dealing with ultra processed food it comes through family. I would say that obesity or mental health issues running through genes from elders to youngers is later, but your habits are genetically, epigenetically transferred. So you can
Okay.
actually rewire that.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Just a quick piece of information. I have shared with everyone a scan code for sharing your feedback for today's session, as well as if you want anything else to be addressed, we are also open to that. So the scan code is there in the chat box.
Yeah, Anuja, to add to your
All right.
answer, I shared a story of a family, you know. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Anybody?
thank you, ma'am. Is there
Mhm.
any other, sorry, ma'am, you were to say something?
Not me.
Ma'am, were you saying something? Okay.
Yeah.
Any more questions, participants? Is there anybody who has any query? You can unmute yourself and ask your question. Sanskriti, are you trying to ask any query? No, I think.
Yeah.
All
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. So with this, we have come to the end of our first session of this series, Poshan Sanvad. On behalf of Nutrition Society of India Pune chapter, it is my privilege to extend the vote of thanks for this first session of Poshan Sanvad and also Rashtriya Poshan Maah 2025. First and foremost, our deepest gratitude goes to Dr. Subbarao ji, National Secretary, NSI Headquarter, whose encouragement and visionary guidance always inspire us to take up such initiatives with confidence. And our heartfelt thanks to Dr. Radhika Hedau, convener of NSI Pune chapter, for leading this series and also for her constant support along with her encouragement. Now, I would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to our today's speaker, Dr. Archana Ainapure, for taking the time to share such a valuable insight with us. Your talk was not just very informative, but I think it was truly an eye opener. And your speech has helped us to see the powerful connection between what we eat, how we feel about our bodies, and how that can impact our overall mental well being, and then overall connection of all of these three together. And thank you for encouraging us to be more mindful and more informed, and most importantly, more kind with ourselves when it comes to nutrition and also when it comes to mental health. A special mention of gratitude goes to Anuja Mohile for planning, organizing, and putting up all the logistics together. Uh, is there anybody who would like to ask a question?
I had a question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
Can you mute them?
yes, Surbhi.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I had a question. So I just wanted to know your point of view on leaky gut and how is it related to various kind of, autoimmune diseases and various health gut related issues which are seen more increasing, like it's increasing nowadays. So I just wanted to know your point of view on that.
Yeah. This is for me, right? You have asked this question to me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now about the leaky gut, uh, uh, I just now explained that your gut is made up of various bacteria. There are good, bad, all kind of bacteria, trillions of bacteria which are present over there. When you start eating various foods which are not pushing the growth of good bacteria, then bad bacteria start inculcating into them, and which are then causing various health issues in our body. It reduces our immunity, and also that affects your mental health.
Surbhi, does that answer your query? Is there any more question from your side?
No, it's like answered. Got it.
Yes, thank you. Any more question? All right. So last but not the least, a special mention of gratitude goes to my colleague Miss Anuja Mohile for planning and organizing and putting up all the logistic together for today's session. We are equally grateful to Symbiosis School of Culinary Arts and Nutritional Sciences, SIU, and Texas School of Mental Health for all the technical support provided. And now I hand over the session to Radhika Hedau, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Harshada ma'am.
Thank
Archana ma'am, it's always a pleasure to listen to you. And thank you for simplifying such an difficult or a very less known topic, actually. We never have connected, generally the mental health along with, our food intake. And
Yeah.
of course, the gut microbiome is, we say, as another brain. So definitely, I'm sure that the interlinkage between the clinical aspects, the psychology, or the food intake in terms of psychobiotics is really coming up. So
Yeah.
thank you for actually explaining that, and also the role of ultra processed food. And a special thanks again to Harshada ma'am as well, the secretary of NSI Pune chapter, for being constantly there with all of us. And thank you very much, dear audience. You all have been a great audience and you all have been listening. This is the first Poshan Samvad that we have started, and our main objective is to create awareness. Our main objective is please share it also with your family members, share with non-nutrition people as well, because the objective is to create awareness, to find a way, and to also connect with the experts who can actually throw some light on what is happening. And Archana ma'am, thank you for explaining it in the nice story format, and also the case studies which you discuss. Thank
Yeah.
you,
Thank you.
Anuja, for wonderfully designing the entire session. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And thanks to you, Archana ma'am, also for helping us with the IT setup, and also your team members
Oh,
as well.
thank you so much.
So
Yes.
we look forward to more such sessions. So our next session is going to be Anuja by Suchitra ma'am, right?
Yes, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
It's
So I request all of you to please join back for Dr. Suchitra's session. And in the audience, I had seen Anuja ma'am as well, Anuja Kinikar ma'am. Ma'am, are you there? It's such a pleasure that you have joined, and we look forward to your sessions also in the Poshan Samvad. So,
Thank you so much, Radhika. I really enjoyed the session. Thank you,
yeah,
Archana
thank
ma'am.
you, ma'am. We
Thank
look
you,
forward to your
Anuja. I
sessions
knew
as
that
well.
Anuja ma'am was there. I checked it. And
Yeah.
also, Radhika madam, you were there, Anuja and Dr. Harshada also. So,
Yes.
because I made this entire thing useful for general
General
populations.
population,
Yeah.
right?
So I knew that it will be very, minor thing for you guys who are so much learned in nutrition. But yeah, it was for entire population. So it was simple.
Yeah, and ma'am, as we want to put it on YouTube and also live, of course, the busy homemakers and all probably may not have joined right now, but I have been asked for the videos by a few of my friends also, and they said that, though this is a busy time, but we would really want to know that what is the connection. So
Yeah,
we look forward to more such sessions by the experts. I'm sure there are many more experts also, and the budding nutritionists and dietitians
correct.
in in the participant list. We request all of you to also join in the Poshan Samvad and create awareness, more and more awareness and dissemination of the information which you have come across and you have also researched. Thank you very much, all of you. I'm sorry if we have forgotten any names. Anuja, Harshada ma'am, if you can also let us know if we have forgotten anyone. So we look forward to the next session. So Anuja, if you can let us know about the next session. Is Suchitra ma'am there?
Yes. Last thing before we go on to the next session,
Yeah.
please scan the code and share your feedback. It is
Yes.
extremely valuable to design our future sessions, that will,
Right.
yeah. Please go ahead. I'll tell
Yes.
you about
And
it.
we have also asked in the feedback form what information you would want from the experts. And not just from Pune, we are also going to have more experts from all over India and internationally, as well as this Poshan Samvad continues. And we have launched this in the Nutrition Month. However, this is going to be a regular feature from the NSI Pune chapter. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you,
Great
ma'am.
initiative. Yes.
Yeah, Suchitra ma'am, would you like to give a brief idea about your next session to everyone so that they would be joining? Yeah.
Yeah. First of all, thank you so much. Archana ma'am, it was an excellent session, definitely.
Thank you.
Really thanks to Radhika and the team, the NSI team and the SIU team. You did a great job to initiate this. And next week, I'll be talking about gender and nutrition, another very important aspect which I am going to talk about. So I would request each one of you to join and many more people to understand the perspective and how to take it
Yes,
with positive spirits.
right.
Okay. Looking forward
And
to
I would also request all the participants to get your male members as well,
yes, yes, yes.
because it is really going to be
I
a
always,
nice
I would
interaction.
always encourage that everybody should participate.
Yes,
Mhm.
It
yes.
cannot be only women. It has to be the family.
Right,
Yeah,
Yes,
right,
right.
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 Sure.
Okay.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you.
Have a great dinner. Or if you
Yeah.
had an early dinner, have a good
Yeah.
night's sleep.
Yes.
Thank you. Bye-bye, all
That
of you.
makes a lot of difference. Good night's sleep and healthy dinner on time makes
Yes,
your mental health perfect. So that is
absolutely.
something.
Right, right, right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.